Welcome to the Kronos Quick Hit video on the new and improved employee home screen dashboard in the new user experience for both the desktop and mobile app. The topics we'll be covering today will go over the visual changes in the dashboard look that are now available to help you as employees have easy access to your information. We'll take a look at previous dashboard versus the new home screen look. You'll see some before screen examples. Keep in mind that your dashboard may be different than what you see in the examples. We have widgets. You may have your time card or other options that are shown. You may experience a menu change from what you're used to. We'll show you the widget updates, how you can easily customize your view, and the mobile app view. I want to assure you that no matter what your previous view was, this video is for you. Let's take a look. Your previous view could be what's called the classic UI dashboard, which is what we're seeing here, where your menus were located on the top bar, as well as you possibly could have had some of the widgets displayed. Your view might be the standard UI dashboard, where you had one long menu list located on the left-hand side of the screen. Or your view might be the new UI dashboard, where your menus are on the left, but they're broken out into 2, maybe 3 menu groupings. That's the current menu, but the rest of the screen to the right, where you're currently seeing the widgets, has been updated into the home screen. No matter which previous menu or dashboard you're coming from, here's the new UI home screen that everyone is moving to. This screen offers many widgets, reports, charts, and tab options to provide your data at your fingertips. For the video, we'll be looking at a comparison from the classic UI screen that you're seeing here to the new UI home screen, but I assure you the concept of moving to the new home screen is the same. Let's go into the software. We are viewing the classic UI on the left, and on the right we have the new home screen in what's called the new user experience, which is also known as the new UX, the new user interface, or the new UI. On the classic view on the left, our employee Trent has menus at the top to navigate the system. To make things easier, he also has some start buttons, but these are menu shortcuts. They take him directly to his time card, allow him to request time off, or see his pay information. He can also see his accrual balances and even has some saved reports. Just a reminder that as an employee, your screen may look different than what you're seeing in this setup. You may have some of these widgets with or without the start buttons. You may have your timesheet as the first view. All of that's okay. The concept is still the same. On the new user experience page on the right, Trent has widgets to help him understand his data. You may have some or all of these showing in your employee view. The widgets on the right are more intuitive and visibly appealing than the classic view on the left, and they make it quicker and easier for you to be done in a flash. Depending on your access permissions, you may be able to clock in and out. You may be able to jump right into your time card, see some time statistics, meaning your regular overtime hours, maybe some time off. You can see your benefit selections. You can view your pay statements and even see how long it is until you're paid again. It's all here, right at your fingertips, in a clear and concise view. There's even a section for personal reminders by adding in the sticky notes widget. Now, comparing these screens, they certainly do look pretty different, but we're going to go through a couple of options to help you adjust these views that I think you're going to like. First, you could bring in the widgets from the previous dashboard simply by going over to your new dashboard, clicking on Edit Tabs, and you have an option to copy tabs from the classic UI dashboard. Once you select it, simply select the items that you want to bring over. For today, we're going to go ahead and bring in everything from the main tab. Click Copy. Before I click the Copy button, I just want to point out, once we're done copying this, the system will then put a tab here called Main because it's pulling the name from the previous view. So let's go ahead and click Copy. And then click Save. That now inserted the new tab with the same widgets, but with a much cleaner view. You can also easily adjust your tile width and height just by clicking on the Actions ellipsis adjust, and I'm going to go ahead and make my saved reports a little wider. You can also add additional items by clicking Add, and then you have the option to pull in any available reports, or you can pull in additional widgets. Keep in mind that many reports can be turned into charts, and if that's something that you're interested in, please see your system administrator. Today we're going to focus on adding widgets. But before we do, let's go over the next option. The second option, if you don't want the widgets from your previous view brought in on a separate tab, you can pull them into your home page. We'll simply use the Add option that we just saw. We're going to go ahead and bring in some widgets. And I could go ahead and choose Start Button, My Saved Reports, and My Accrual Balances. Click Add and Apply. Now I have my Start Button, as well as my accrual balances and my saved reports. And all these items are now on one tab. So it really all depends on how you want things set up. You can also rearrange the widgets by just clicking Rearrange Tiles. If you wanted to remove a dashboard tab, you can click on Edit Tabs. And now we don't really need the main tab anymore because we've pulled everything into our home dashboard. So we can either check this box and remove it, or if we're not quite sure, you can actually just uncheck this box so that it won't be displayed and save it. Now that we've set up our dashboard, let's take a look at the new simplified time card with just one click and compare it to the previous look. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my clock button here. And I can open up my timesheet on the Classic UI as well. In the Classic View time card, you have a lot of data on one screen with many border lines, and employees had to find their way to the correct line of time with the time entries all the way on the right-hand side of the screen. In the new experience, as soon as you open the time card, only days with time will open, and the times are now located on the left, making it visually easier to find the days worked and to see your punches. If you have access, you can make edits, clock in and out, upload documents, and more, depending on your setup. In the current timesheet, you can clearly see the timesheet has not been submitted by the word open and the lock icon in black, something that was not clear in the previous timesheet. I'll go back a few pay periods one at a time so we can see other statuses and compare them from the new UI to the Classic. If you, the employee, have submitted your time card, you'll see the word submitted and the lock icon in yellow. In the older version, the time card simply says read only, and it's not very clear. If we go back another week in each, we'll clearly see that this has been approved. In green, this is actually telling us that the manager has approved this time card. Once again, in the Classic, you still only see read only, so it's still not clear who's actually approved this time card or not. We'll go back one final week so that we can see what it looks like when it's been rejected. It's very clear, this is in red, the lock is open, and it tells you that this time card has been rejected. Back in the Classic view, the submit for approval is open, but nothing clearly shows you here that you need to do anything. Now, with a rejection, you'll most likely receive an email with additional information, but the visual timesheet statuses are much clearer in the new UI. A couple of other options: you can expand or collapse all days at one time, and then you can always pick and choose which days you want to expand. And if your timesheet requires you to scroll, you now have Save and Submit buttons at the top and the bottom. Clicking the back arrow will take you to the home screen. Now let's look at the menu changes. If you're coming from the Classic UI, you're used to the menus being up top. Under My Account is where you probably went to most of your items. You also do have access to My Reports if that's been provided to you. We look at the right-hand side of the screen, there are no menus at the top. If we go to our hamburger menu, located on the top left corner, that's actually going to provide us all of our menu options. First, we have the star, and that's actually showing us our favorites, which are also the same as these start buttons. The next option is My Info, and this will have all of the information from my account. You may or may not have this last option. This is just giving them access to a different report. You actually may have one, two, or all three of these. It really, again, depends on your permissions. If there's something that you're trying to find that you're not seeing, you can certainly go to the search bar and type it in, and that'll actually show you all of your options. We haven't even talked about one of the best features yet. One of the best parts of the new user experience is you'll have the same experience on any device. That includes iPads, tablets, smartphones, any device. So I dragged my screen in, and the view you had on your desktop is the exact view you'll see on your iPad, tablet, or smartphone. You just simply scroll down rather than having everything on one screen. So there's no need for additional training or documents depending on how you're allowed access to the system. I have my same start buttons, I have my dashboard options, and I also have my menu. It's all the same intuitive screens. How great is that? For more information, if this is an option for your organization, please see your company administrator. That concludes our overview for today. We hope this was helpful and look forward to seeing you in the new user experience. Thank you for watching and have a good day.